NBA prize picks for Wednesday, November 8th. I'm Sniper from DFS Army. No NBA yesterday. We're back today. We go 4-0 in hockey yesterday. Pop that like button for me, and let's get to work. Here's the recap from yesterday. By the way, both Kyrou and Nichushkin had a goal taken away from them in stat correction hockey. They are relatively common, but bordering on a 6 for 6. I'll take the 4-0-2. I'll take the 5X, and we move on to today. We use the Proptimizer in all these videos. I believe math is going to math. This tool lets you compare prize pick lines, sportsbook odds, and then our projection model. Not just odds, not just projections. This tool has both. You can get access for under $30 a month. MLB, NFL, college football, basketball, hockey, and college basketball. Use your code SNIPER20 with the link down below, and it gets you 20% off. Let's go ahead. Let's dig into it. We'll go play by play. I want the odds and projections to line up. We'll start with D'Anthony Melton, less than 8.5 points. The under 7.5 is where most books have this priced. DraftKings minus 135 on the over, plus 105-ish on the under across the board. But that 1 point difference, it matters. This line should be at 8.5. Or should be at 7.5 on Prizepicks. It's set at 8.5, and we're projecting him at 7.42. We'll go ahead. We'll pull up Melton. We'll check the last five. You last five lovers. I just like to make sure a guy isn't scorching hot or ice cold, depending on the situation it may be. He made it last game against the Wizards, but overall, 3-2 going under this mark in the last five. Tough matchup against Boston. So we'll go ahead and play D'Anthony Melton less than 8.5 points. Plays are that easy with the tool. If you want the hockey plays that have been hot, you saw what they did yesterday. Make sure you subscribe at the link down below. Klay Thompson, more than 3 rebounds. 3.5 is the line pretty much across the board here. Plus 100 on DraftKings. Again, you get that push on 3 being a big deal. 3.12 is the projection. Really right on the number for the push. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pass on this personally. You can play it. The math is close. I want the projection to be a little bit higher if we're looking at a push prop. So maybe I'll come back to it if we need it, as I want to get to 5 or 6 picks, because on Prizepicks, 2s, 5s, 6s are your best plus EV in the long term. We'll go Killian Hayes, more than 10.5 points. Same thing, 11.5 is actually juice on the 11.5 at DraftKings. DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM all have 11.5 points. Bet and FanDuel do have it at 10.5. We're projecting him at a more healthy projection over the prize pick line at 12.03. We'll go ahead and we will look up Killian Hayes. We'll check the last 5. Been playing well as of late. Got a couple of hooks and then a complete no-show here. But made it against Golden State and Phoenix the last 2 games. 21 points last time out. I'll go ahead and I'll take more than 10.5 following the math there. It's fine. Play number 3. We're on a nice little run here. We already have a Melton prop. Can't go there again. Same thing. Projection, not interesting enough here for Tyler Hero. I can go to Tobias Harris, more than 5 rebounds, the 5.5 line, depending on the book you look at. FanDuel's minus 106, DraftKings 105. And look, the under 5.5 number is slightly elevated, but typically this line should be at 5.5. I don't know why it's bumped down to 5, at least according to the odds. And we're projecting him at 7.37 rebounds. Projection is healthily over. We have value in the line. That's all I need, as long as Tobias Harris isn't grabbing 2 boards a game the last 5 games. I'm going to go ahead and we'll lock in Tobias Harris. But we'll check the last 5 here. It is 2 wins, 2 pushes, 1 draw. Looks good to me. And I don't mind having 2 players from the same team, especially if they are either unrelated stats, or even if Melton had the points under and Harris points over, that would correlate to me. Don't mind having 2 76ers here. Tons of games on the board, by the way, and there is a lot to look at. There'll be plays throughout the day. This tool was updated live throughout the day, so make sure you get access and you're getting the most positive EV props all day long. PJ Washington, Kyle Lowry projections. Yeah, the Kyle Lowry one is close. I'm going to go ahead and pass here. I think there's enough on the board to get, rely a little bit more on the projections. Zaire Williams, less than 5 rebounds. I'll go ahead and take this one projection a little more in line, and the odds are better on DraftKings, which I think is the sharpest book. You can pick your favorite book here. For example, Kyle Lowry is that plus 110, being under the number, and DraftKings plus 105, projection 4.53 versus 4.7. So again, everything points more to the Zaire Williams less than, and I'm going to keep Lowry and the play earlier. I think it was Klay Thompson, Tyler Hero in the back pocket if I need them. So Zaire Williams, there are the lines. Line should be a 4.5. We're projecting him at that 4.5 number. So we'll go ahead, pull up the last 5, make sure nothing crazy is happening. He has been over 4 of the last 5 games. Got a matchup here against Miami. I'm borderline. I'm a little bit worried here about this last 5. I'm trying to think of matchup with Miami. It's a pretty good matchup too. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make the decision to pass here, mostly because I think there's more options on the board. Scrolling past some where the projections don't line up. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go down to Brook Lopez, more than 12.5 points plus assists. The line is at 13.5 at BetMGM, Caesars, and DraftKings. We're projecting him at 15.28. Seems a little more straightforward. Good to have a larger slate where I have some more options. Where the math is so close on all these, I can pick my favorite plays, points plus assists. Don't have the last 5 for that straight up. Narrow this down a little bit. We'll look at least the points prop. Been right around this 13 mark last few games. I'm sure his assists aren't there, but more healthy projection being over the number here versus the ones that were just, shading the right direction, and it's kind of some sketchier last 5s. At least Brook, a few games has popped off here or has been over the point mark. I'm going to go ahead and take Brook Lopez, more than 12.5 points plus assists, especially in a matchup against Detroit. I do like the matchup a little more than Zaire Williams against the Heat. Play number 5, Anthony Edwards, less than 5 assists. Same thing, the under 4.5. It should be a 4.5 line. BetMGM and Caesars do have it elevated, but DraftKings and PointsBet are down at this minus 130, more of a normal number in terms of where this prop should be a 4.5 according to those books. Projection is also under the number, so I get the push on 5, a projection under, some books indicating it should be a 4.5 for Anthony Edwards, less than 5 assists. Make sure you pick assists, not rebounds. Let me double check that was the assists. Again, another last 5 that is popping off. Matchup against the Pelicans. Trying to think about any injury news. Again, I've said a few times I'm not a big last 5 guy, but these charts do give me pause for just a second. So I want to see if I have anything in the chamber even better. Jerami Grant, less than 2.5 assists. Pretty interesting. DraftKings minus 135, PointsBet minus 145, where this almost should be bumped down. Projected at 2.3. Let's go ahead, let's check the Jerami Grant. I like these big slates because I have more options. I can be a little more selective. Has got to the last 2 games, missed 3 straight beforehand. I'll go ahead and I'll roll with the math on this one and go Jerami Grant less than 2.5 assists. We need one more play here. Still on the front page of the Proptimizer. Looks like we're going to have to go to page 2, though. Tons of green plays with, I think you can sort by your favorite game. There's 14 games on the board today. That's why anything that gives me pause, I feel fine passing on. Anthony Gordon, 7 assists. Looks like the line should be at 6.5. It's damn near a pick 'em at 6.5 on DraftKings. PointsBet is the most elevated, minus 145. But really should be a pick 'em. We got him projected at just under 6 rebounds. Seems like a pretty strong play to me. Let's go ahead and pull up Anthony Gordon. Aaron Gordon. I don't know why I said Anthony. I must be thinking of, who knows. Just early. Sweating the hockey last night. Woke up early. 7 rebounds. We're looking at the under. He's gone way over the last 3 games. Against Golden State, Golden State being one of the better teams, I'm going to go ahead and ignore some of this. I know there's some other charts I've passed on that have been 4 or 5, and this is 3-1-1 going against, but I do like the odds seem pretty strong to me. Golden State is a different type of matchup than the Pelicans and the Bulls. So a little bit riskier. I would say this is probably my least confident of the 6 picks, but let's go ahead and let's roll Aaron Gordon, less than 7 rebounds. And if you're a big recent form guy, go ahead, leave out Aaron Gordon. I'm fine with a 5 pick instead of a 6. Just don't cut yourself down to 3 or 4. So let's do our recap. Let's make our play. D'Anthony Melton, less than 8.5 points. Killian Hayes, more than 10.5 points. Tobias Harris, more than 5 rebounds. Brook Lopez, more than 12.5 points plus assists. Jerami Grant, less than 2.5 assists. Aaron Gordon, less than 7 rebounds. Make our play, lock that in on a 16-5 run overall. Hopefully we can get that to continue. Pop that like button for me if you're going to tail. Drop a comment. Let me know who your favorite play of the day is. And it's your daily reminder that whether or not you are a Divas Army member, you probably should be. And those links are below. But either way, good luck in those contests, and I will see you next time.